First we're going to select our wall space, and in this particular installation we've already got our pipes run down the wall and we need to position our detector below those pipes. So with two pipes being used, convention is that we use ports number 2 and 3 on the detector. So with the bracket provided, there are a lot of arrows on the bracket indicating where the cable entries and sampling point entries are. So we've got pipe number 1, 2, 3 and 4. So we've also got cable entry here, here, and we've got a cable entry down here as well. So what we need to do is position the bracket on a place on the wall where it's going to line up with the pipes. So what I've chosen here is to use pipe number 2 as a point of reference. So I can pull that pipe down to at the height that I want the detector to be mounted, roughly about 1700 millimeters high. Also, if I make a mark on the bracket here with a small texter, I'll know where pipe 2 is, so I get a point of reference. So then I can match the bracket to the mark on the wall, and that's exactly where the detector is going to go. There are also some depth indicators on here for pipe work, and 25mm pipe work will go that far into the detector. Okay, so the first thing to do is to position the bracket on the wall with our 2 points of reference, one on the wall and one on the bracket, and then mark it out with a texter. So I want to make sure that it's level, so I line up my 2 points of reference, and I get a level. Put it there, I go, that's pretty good. So I'll hold that, get my texter and mark these holes. Here, here, and finally this third hole here. So you can then pre-drill the holes. We've already drilled the holes out. So using my drill, I'll put the bracket with the point of reference again against the wall and line the first hole up. Okay, so at this point in time I've got the bracket on the wall exactly where I want the detector located. Check that it's level. Then I'll need to secure my detector onto the wall. These lugs here will line up with these slots, okay? And the detector will slide in. So as you can see, it's self-locating and it's nice and secure. But we still need to secure the detector to the wall to stop it, prevent it from being knocked up like this. So to do that, we need to open this trap door. You can use a long, thin drill bit to do that. The door simply opens when you put some pressure on there, onto that spring. And in the packaging, there'll be a long locking screw, which locks the detector chassis back onto the bracket. With the locking screw securely in place, the detector's not going anywhere. So then what we need to do is we need to work out about getting our pipes into the manifold entry. So we just take a flat blade screwdriver and open up the inlet ports. Just like that. And then we can bring our pipes down into the manifold. We still need to get our cables into the detector. We've got 2 circuits here, one for power and one for relay contacts. You may be using this through a piece of conduit. So the same principle applies. We open up the second port, just like that. And then our power. We can choose to fit an exhaust port if we'd like to. And meanwhile the detector's powering up. So give it a minute or so to power up and it will go through its test phase.